Hello, welcome to Vow Glow with Pastor J. My name, as always, is Juliana Anake Ugu. This is a conversation on before and after the vow, issues that may arise before the vow, and issues that will be there after the vow. How do we resolve them? What to do to navigate this situation? Today, we're going to be looking at a list of the kind of people you should not consider being in a relationship with or getting married to. So as a single person, before you go into a relationship, as you meet someone and you're watching the person, you're interacting with the person, you're discussing with it and communicating with the person to see if you could go into a relationship with this person or not. Do not just meet a person and rush into a relationship with the person. You begin by getting to know the person, going to know the person's antecedents, and going to know what kind of a person this person is before you consider a proper relationship. To say I am dating or I have a serious relationship with this person, there are some things you must have seen that align with who you are and who you would want your partner to be before you consider having a serious relationship with the person. Now, as you're looking at the person, as you're interacting with the members of the opposite sex, whether you be a man or a woman, as you're interacting with members of the opposite sex, this is a list of the things that should make you think twice. Number one, the person with the exaggerated sense of self-worth. What does that mean? It means that you meet this person, they feel so highly of themselves. They exaggerate their self-worth. They believe they are superior to everybody. They believe they are better than everybody else. They may not say you, but they have a way of talking down about everybody else. They have a way of not seeing anything good about anybody else or what anybody else does. They have a way of thinking that they are better than everybody else. In their minds, they are better than you are. And so when they consider you as somebody who they want to be in a relationship with, they see themselves as doing you a favor. So when you get into a relationship with this kind of person, you find yourself constantly struggling to meet up. From your standpoint, you do not see anything extraordinary about this person, but the person believes that they are superior to other people. Even when the person does something, they believe their achievements are better than everybody else. They believe that they look better than everybody else. Whatever it is that belongs to them or that has to do with them or that is connected to them is superior and way more important than other people. You find out that this person, they tend to play down your achievements. They tend to play down what you look like. They tend to play down anything good about you. I'll give you an example. For instance, you know that you're good looking, whether as a man or as a woman, you know you're good looking. But this person comes into your life and constantly remind you or tell you not to think too much about your looks because it is not special. Rather, they'll be hyping their own looks. And then you look at this person, ordinarily, you know that looks-wise, you look better or you look equally as good as they look. But they want to play down on your own side. Nothing anybody else does seems to be good enough. If they do something for you, they want it to sound it at the rooftop. Now hear me, this is not to say that a person should have an entitlement mindset where you do not appreciate what your partner does for you. You will appreciate what they do for you, but they are expecting this appreciation to sound as if to say it is something beyond the ordinary. So as a young woman, she comes to your house and probably cleaned the place. And she's ringing it like a bell. And she's saying it everywhere, making it sound like that cleaning of the house is the greatest thing since salvation. And the person keeps reminding you and keeps saying it and wants you to thank them a billion times for that singular act. That relationship will be exhausting. It will be emotionally draining. That is a relationship you shouldn't consider having. Or as a young man, he buys you a gift and he keeps reminding you of that gift. He keeps He wants the whole world to know that he bought you a gift, and he wants you to act as if to say that gift is a breath of life in your nostrils. You are not being ungrateful. You are grateful. You have appreciated them, and you're grateful in your heart that the person has bought this gift for you, but your gratitude does not seem to be enough. They seem to stroke you every moment of the day, reminding you that they bought you a gift and making it sound as if to say that gift is the best thing anybody could do for another person. And so each time they call you, they're asking about how are you enjoying your gift. Each time they come to visit you, they want to see, where did you keep that gift? Have you used it today? Let's say it's a telephone. They want to see it. They want you to display. They want you to carry it around. They just want to keep reminding you that they have done something for you. That is, in their minds, that thing they have done is too big, very big, and you're supposed to be hero worshiping them for that thing. If you find yourself in a relationship with a person who acts like that, it is not normal. That is the kind of relationship you should think twice about. Do you want to stay? Do you want to walk away? Because if you stay on in that relationship, there is a tendency that over time, you're going to be overwhelmed. Over time, it's going to become very draining, very tiring, very disturbing, and almost annoying. So that is one person you should consider not having a relationship with, a person who has an exaggerated sense of self-worth. In their eyes, they are better than anybody else on earth. They are even better than you are. And by being with you, they are doing you a favor. They tell you things, they make you feel like they lowered their standard to be with you. And so you're supposed to be grateful. And your gratitude should mean you should worship them. When you sense a person, when you sense that kind of attitude in a person, do not stay on. Save yourself heartache. Save yourself trouble and walk away. It is better to be alone than to be in a relationship that will be emotionally, psychologically, and mentally draining. Number 2, a person with the playboy persona, playboy or playgirl persona. You know these people who have this personality of a playboy? These people are usually very good looking. So their good looks are in their head. They feel like because they are good looking, they are a gift to the opposite sex, whether it's a man or a woman. And so they constantly hype their good looks. They are the center of attraction. When they get into a room, all members of the opposite, everybody's attention is turned to them. They enjoy it. They enjoy the attention of members of the opposite sex. And so they do everything to ensure that they get that attention. So they have this flirty attitude. They want to flirt around. They get into a party or into a room. They want to flirt with everybody around. They want everybody to pay them attention. They want to be the center of attraction. They just want to be everywhere. And they are very centered and very concerned about the way they look. They pay extra attention to their looks. You know, somebody told me a story about somebody who used to go around with a rag in his pocket. When he gets to a place, before he enters the room, he brings the rag and cleans his shoe. That particular about the way he looks. So he believes that everybody should pay him attention. When they come to be in a relationship with you, they feel that other members of their opposite sex want them. They believe that they are a gift to members of the opposite sex. So for them to want you, they are doing you a favor. For them to be with you, they expect you to be grateful. So they say things like, of all the people, I chose you. Do you know how many women out there want me? Do you know how many men out there want me? And I chose you. When you find yourself in a relationship with a person like that, know that you are in for a long struggle. That kind of relationship will take away your self-esteem because you're constantly struggling to measure up. You're constantly struggling to be apart, to be up to standard. You're constantly striving to be able to be superior. than all the other members of the opposite sex that may be in his or her life. That is a kind of person to stay far away from, because that relationship will take away from you who you are. And those kind of people, the people who act in that manner, I mean the playboy person and the playgirl person, they do not have difficulties having intimate relationship with other members of the opposite sex. They do not have a problem with it at all. They believe it is normal. They believe it is good. They believe it is okay. They enjoy it. I mean, they live for it. So when they come around you and it looks as if to say you're going to deprive them of that attention with members of the opposite sex, they will want to put you down. Those kind of people never stay with one person, because when they stay with you and they believe that other members of the opposite sex know that they are taken, so those ones will take away their attention, or they will take away their desires for them. They would put you aside. What am I saying? I am saying that they do not want to give away commitment. That's the word. They do not want to give commitment, because they know that being committed to one person will take away from them the attention of other people. So they intend to hoard commitment. They run away from commitment. They do not want to be committed to one person so that they can maintain the attention of other members of the opposite sex. I mean the playboy persona, the playgirl persona. You see a person who likes other people, who enjoys having relationship, who enjoys the attention of people of the opposite sex, stay away from such people. Number 3, a person who does not have an authority figure in his or her life. You know, there are people who there is nobody to tell them, do not do this, and they listen. They do not have anybody who regulates them. They do not have anybody who tells them what they can do or what they cannot do. They do not listen to anybody at all. The human spirit is a potent spirit. The human being is created with a very potent spirit. Therefore, we need a force of restraint. We need a force that will restrain us. Somebody that could say, hey, stop, and you stop. Somebody that you could complain to and the person listens. Somebody that could tell the person, do not do this thing you want to do because it's going to jeopardize your relationship, or because it's going to cause problems for you. And the person, there are some people who never listen to anybody. They do not have a spiritual authority over their lives. They do not even have anybody they listen to. They do not listen to parents. They do not listen to friends. They believe they are a force of their own. Nobody can tell them anything. They believe nobody knows anything that can tell them or that can hold them. Those kind of people do not even care about spiritual commitment. They do not care even about the things of God. They do not care about what the Bible says or what the superior being, what the creator says. I think that's the right word. The creator, there is a creator. There is a higher being in charge of our lives. And that person do not have reverence for this higher being. You talk about going to church, it's not his business. You talk about reading the Bible and praying, it's none of his or her business. They do not care about those things. And some of them, even when they attend church or something like that, they tell you, I do my thing. I do not listen to what pastor say. I do not have time for what pastor say. He's just saying his own. My mother, you're going to tell my mother, anything I say is what my mother will do. Those kind of people, you find even their parents saying to them, that's how he is. He is always like that. He does not listen. You know that kind of person? He does not listen. I know somebody who, they said some time ago that if this person gets angry, nobody can tell him anything and he listens. That is not the person to consider having a relationship with. I mean, because if the person gets in that mood, what happens to you? So a person who does not have an authority figure in his or her life, a person who does not have a force of restraint in his or her life, is a person you shouldn't consider having a relationship with. Next, number 4 is a person with a fixed mindset. That is, the person does not have a growth mindset. The person with a growth mindset is a person who is flexible about life. They are comfortable to learn and unlearn things. They believe when they look at things, they weigh situations. Okay, this is what I knew before. Now I know better. I am going to stop doing what I knew before and begin to do what I now know. Okay, I see a superior argument. Okay, I see a better way of doing things. I am going to try another way of doing things. So they have a growth mindset. They are willing to learn. They are willing to unlearn. They are willing they are teachable. That kind of a person is a person you can go into a relationship with and you have peace, because as your lives progress together, they will learn, unlearn, even as you learn and unlearn too. But a person who with a fixed mindset never listens to anything. The way it was done in the years of Abraham is the way the person wants it done today. The way Methuselah did things is the way he or she wants to do them. The way his or her mother did them is the way it must be. A fixed mindset, their way or no other way. No second thoughts, no shifting, no middle ground, no shifting of ground. It has to be the way they want it. It has to be the way they plan it. It has to be what they want. It has to be from their perspective. Everything has to be about them. That person has a fixed mindset. That is the person you don't consider having a relationship with. Now, as a single person, when you get into a relationship with this kind of people, with this kind of person, with anybody who has any of these attributes we have mentioned, like I said in the last point, if they have the other attributes, and you discuss and you say that this person has a growth mindset and the person is willing to change, fine. But for the person who is not willing to change, you talk about it, the person does not want to hear, does not want to listen, does not want to, that is the kind of person you do not want to be in a relationship with, because that relationship will get to a point, all of these things will become a roadblock. It will become the limitations to the growth of that relationship. Those are the things that people ignore in the beginning, and as they progress in their relationship, you find them say they are incompatible. You find them say irreconcilable differences. Like I said in my previous video, those differences were there, but people just ignored them from the beginning. So when you see some of these things in a person, as a single person, it is a sign to you to consider calling off that relationship and building yourself and building your life and taking care of yourself, ensuring that what you're seeing today does not rear its head in the future to choke your marriage. This list is not exhaustive. Let me know your own. What do you think? What is that thing that you know that can fall into this list? Let me know in the comment section. Thank you for being a part of the conversation today. I'll see you again.